Hello students, welcome to Jupiter's Online Academy. How are you all? Right. So let us start our class. That is, so far we are discussing about the food components, first chapter of class 7. Okay, already we have completed few topics. What are the components like carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, fats, minerals, whatever the components are present in the food materials and what are the uses, their function. Okay, then how to identify the starch in the food materials. Okay, so then in today's class I will continue with the same topic, that is test for fats. Okay, so as you know that fats are nothing but energy giving food, right? Carbohydrates are energy giving food. At the same time, from these fats also will get energy. Okay, so then how to identify these fats? Okay, for example, we have one food materials. Okay, we have one food material here. That is, for example, idli, dosa, puri, vada, whatever it is, the food material is there. So we need to identify whether the food contain fat or not. Okay, so how can we identify? How can we find out fat present in this food material? Okay, let us start with that. So we need to take food material. What we want to test? Then we need to take one paper. Okay, one paper. We require one paper to test the fat. Simple. There is no need of any chemicals or nothing. Only with this paper we can find out the fats are present or not in that food material. Okay. So the food, what you want to test. For example, I have puri. Okay, I am taking puri. I want to test the puri whether the fats are present or not in this puri. Okay, I am taking this puri and this total puri I'll pack in this paper. Okay, I'll pack in this paper or just we keep this puri on this paper enough. Okay, then you wait some time. Then you can observe the change in the paper. Okay, what is the change? After some time, the paper become translucent. Okay, the paper become translucent. If the paper become translucent, which indicate that food material contain this fat. Okay, so simple experiment to find out the fats. Whatever the food material you want to test for fats, you need to take the food and you must hold that or you keep on the paper. After some time, the paper completely absorb the what oil. This puri contain oil, right? So this oil absorbed by this paper, then paper turns into fat. Okay, sorry, paper turns into translucent. So this translucent, the change of this paper indicates us as the food contain, means here I am taking puri, so paper completely turns into translucent. So that's why I can say fats are present in the puri. Okay, likewise you can test any food material. See, here take a small quantity of each sample, nothing but food material, each sample of food material, whatever the food. So rub it gently on a piece of paper. Okay, if the paper turns translucent, the substance contains fats, right? So this is a test to find out the fat in the food material. Then come to third experiment. One more component, that is test for proteins. Test for carbohydrates completed, test for proteins completed. Now third one, test for proteins. So to find out or to test the proteins, we require two chemicals. We require two chemicals. They are copper sulfate solution and sodium hydroxide solution. Copper sulfate solution, sodium hydroxide solution. The concentration of copper sulfate 2% and the concentration of sodium hydroxide 2%. Okay, both are 2%, 2%. So then how can we prepare this solution? Okay, generally we'll get them in a solid in nature. Okay, they are in solid state or in the crystal form, so that we can convert into solution. If it in the solution, we can make into 2% solution. So how can we make this into 2% solution? Let us see. So here to make 2% copper sulfate solution, we need to take 2 grams of copper sulfate. We need to take 2 grams of, okay, copper sulfate. Okay, here I am writing formula, copper sulfate formula, right? So 2 grams of copper sulfate. Grams nothing but which is a solid state, right? So these copper sulfate crystals we have to take and we need to dissolve them. Okay, we need to dissolve them in a 100 ml of water. Okay, so to these crystals we need to add 100 ml of water. Right. After adding, what happened? This completely copper sulfate completely dissolved in this water. Then it's turned into solution. is turned into solution. Which is solution? Copper sulfate solution. Okay, then completed copper sulfate solution we prepared. How much? 2%. 2 grams. 2 grams plus 100 ml, nothing but 2%, right? So 2% copper sulfate solution completed. Then we need to prepare 10%. We need to prepare 10% of, here 10% of sodium hydroxide we have to prepare. So 10% of sodium hydroxide solution. So for that, we need to take 1 gram of sodium hydroxide. Okay. 1 gram of sodium hydroxide. See here, 1 gram of sodium hydroxide equals to 6 pellets of sodium hydroxide. Means 6 pellets equal to 1 gram. So here total how many grams we need to take? 10 grams we have to take. Means how many pellets? Count it. See, 6 pellets of sodium hydroxide is equal to 1 gram. Okay, is equal to 1 gram. So here we require 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. So 10 grams of sodium hydroxide is a formula is sodium hydroxide in NaOH. Okay, so to this we need to dissolve it because it is in solid state. We need to turn into solution. Means we need to convert into liquid state. So for that we need to add water. How much water? 100 ml of water. Okay. The measurements are very important here. 10% sodium hydroxide required 10 grams of sodium hydroxide pellets and 100 ml of water. Then finally what we will get? 10% of sodium hydroxide solution we will get, right? Okay, sodium hydroxide solution. 2% copper sulfate and 10% sodium hydroxide solution completed. Right. Now, let us start actually what we need to do to identify the proteins. See here, if the substance you wish to test is a solid, grind it into powder or paste. Okay. And take a little of in test tube and add 10 drops of water to the powder and stir well. So stirring means what? Mixing well. Okay, shake well before use, like that. So we need to mix this with the water. If it is solid, we need to add some water and make into solution. Okay, because in the solution we'll get the result soon and clearly. Okay, so the food whatever we want to taste to make into solution by adding some water. Okay, so then 10 drops of water to this powder or stir well. So after we'll get the solution. Which is solution? It is a food solution. Okay, so to this solution what we need to do? Take 10 drops of solution. This is how much amount of 10 drops. Okay, 10 drops of this food solution and 2 drops of copper sulfate. 2 drops of copper sulfate, CuSO4, and plus what we need to add? 10 drops of sodium hydroxide. 10 drops of sodium hydroxide. 10 drops of food solution, 2 drops of copper sulfate solution, 10 drops of sodium hydroxide. What is the change here? So this total we need to take in a test tube. This is a test tube. So in this test tube we have to add this all. Okay. Solution, which is solution? Food solution, copper sulfate solution, sodium hydroxide solution. Then you can find a change. Okay, some change takes place inside the test tube. What is the change? The solution slowly turns into violet color or purple color. Violet color or purple color. Okay, so this violet or purple color indicates us the food what we are taking is contain proteins. Okay, this violet color indicate presence of proteins. Okay, so I'll take egg solution. Okay, I'll take egg. Egg is a protein rich food. Okay, so that's why I'm taking this egg. So in this egg, some of the solution means few drops of solution I'm taking from this egg. Okay, then I will take into the test tube. I'll take into the test tube. So the few drops of egg solution into the test tube. To this I'll add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, and I'll mix this. I need to mix this. Okay, by mixing what will happen? The 3 solutions mix together easily and the reaction will be occur soon. Okay, so that's why we need to stir that properly, thoroughly. So after stirring, slowly the egg solution turns into violet and or purple color, because this violet purple indicate what proteins are present. So egg contain protein. So that's why it's turn into violet or purple color, means which indicate egg contain proteins. Okay, if you want to eat protein food, we can take the egg. Okay, likewise these kind of tests are useful to us to find out the food material, food components which are present in them. Okay, so this is a test for carbohydrates, nothing but starch test to fats, at the same time protein test. Okay, these are the three tests to find out the food components in the food materials. But you need to remember that here egg contain proteins. It doesn't mean it did not contain any carbohydrates or fats, right? So here, if you see this fat, oil is there. In the oil, as we know, just we have discussed that oil contain more amount of fat. Okay, it doesn't mean the only fat is present in the oil. Some amount of proteins and carbohydrates also may be present or not. Okay, means it doesn't mean only this fat present. It doesn't mean only proteins are present. Okay, so for example, if you see rice, it is a carbohydrate rich food. Okay, rice nothing but carbohydrate rich food. It doesn't mean only carbohydrates are present in the rice. It means the more quantity of carbohydrates are present and the little amount of proteins and some amount of fats like that. Okay, so but you have to think some other organs, other components also present, but the component which is present in more quantity, that by doing this test we can identify them. Okay, here carbohydrate rich food rice. It means carbohydrates are present in large quantity. Remaining components present in small quantity, right? So every food component contain various kind of components, but some are in less quantity, some are in more quantity. This is very important, you have to remember. For example, egg is there, it contains proteins. Along with the proteins, a few amount of fat and some amount of carbohydrates also present in the egg, but more amount of proteins are present, right? So see here, the above test shows the presence of components of food which are usually present in larger amount as compared to other. Okay, means other components also present, but when we compare with other components, these components are more in this food materials. Okay, so all types of food that we eat contain all the above mentioned food components. Isn't it? Try to understand this. All types of food that we eat contain all the above mentioned food components. All the above mentioned food components means carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, roughages, water, etc. Likewise, all components are present in that, but the quantity different. There is a vary in quantity. The quantity of each component vary from type to type. For example, in rice, carbohydrates are more, in oil, fats are more, in egg, protein more, like that. Okay, the quantity of each component vary from type to type. See, in rice, carbohydrates are more, whereas in oil, fats are present in more quantity. Likewise, clear? So, this is about food components and various food materials. Then come to activity testing of food items. So here we have some food items are there. So by, as you know already, I know that how to identify starch, how to identify proteins, how to identify fats. By following the test, you need to find out which component present in large quantity in the following food materials. We need to find out that. So first rice, you know that in rice, what is there? Starch is present in large quantity, right? In potato, so starch present in large quantity. In milk, proteins are present in large quantity. Means even starch present, fats also present. But first, more large amount of or more amount of proteins are present in the milk. The next fat, second place. Finally, small, little bit, okay, little bit starch present in the milk. Okay, so that's why milk will say complete food because all kind of even vitamins, minerals also present in the milk. So that's why we say that milk is a complete food. Then come to curd. Curd contain proteins and fats. Okay, little amount of starch. But if we say more amount of proteins, fats present. Egg contain more proteins. Okay, large quantity of proteins are present in the egg. Okay, right. These are the food materials and the food components which are present in the food materials. Right here we have some questions based on the table. Let us try to answer these questions. See, which food shows the presence of starch? According to the table, which food shows the presence of starch? Is in the table rice and potato. Okay, rice and potato. So more amount of starch present in this. Then come to what nutrients are present in milk? Is in the milk there is a proteins. Okay, proteins are present in the milk. Then carbohydrates are present. Okay, carbohydrates nothing but glucose is also one kind of carbohydrate. So proteins have carbohydrates and fats, okay, and vitamins, okay, like minerals like calcium, potassium, like that. Minerals are present. Then Okay, like this: proteins, carbohydrates, fat, vitamins, minerals, etc. These all food components are present in the milk. Then which component of food could you identify in potato? Is what we have identified? Starch. Starch is nothing but what? Carbohydrates only, na? So which food item contain more fat? So which food item contain more fat according to this milk? In the milk, the food, what is that? Fat content is more compared to the table. Okay, but generally in oil the milk is fat content is more, but according to the table milk contain more amount of fat. Which food item contain more proteins? Egg. Okay, so in that table, from the all food materials, egg contain more amount of proteins, right? So this is about the table and questions. Come here. Generally, every food item contain all the components of food is, but some components may be more, while some are maybe less, right? So some components present in large quantity, some components are present in small quantity, right? So, but every food item contain almost all components in it. Okay, so that's why we need to eat each and every kind of food. Okay, all varieties of fruits, all varieties of vegetables, everything we need to consume each and every food materials, because we that food contain all components in them. Okay, when we eat them we will get that used up by our body, and the related what are the energy will become strong and energetic. Okay, so that's why consume each and every variety of food materials. Okay, don't avoid any fruits, any vegetables, or any leaf vegetables, right? Then come to, we require different quantities of carbohydrates, right? We require different quantities of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats according to the age and the needs of an individual. Is see here, for example, the people those who do more hard work, okay, they require energy. They require energy. So to get energy, they require more amount of carbohydrates, because carbohydrates provide energy to the body. Okay, so to get that energy, they need to consume the carbohydrate-rich food materials. Then come to proteins. Proteins helps in increasing the body growth. Okay, protein helps us growth in a growth. So the people those who are children, for example, children. So growth takes place in the child age and adolescence. Okay, the children those who are in adolescent age also, there is a suitable age, that is a particular age where the growth takes place. Okay, so that's why in that age, according to their age, they need to take the food which contain more amount of proteins. Okay, proteins mostly present in dal. Okay, dal. So if we'll take dal, various dals, so we can get more proteins. So then fats also provide energy, but we better to take a little bit amount of fats. Okay, so fats are not that much required to our body, just simple small amount of fats are enough to the body. If you will take more amount of fats, will cause obesity. Okay, obesity is nothing but which is uh, increasing the weight. So heavy weight, which cause diabetes, which cause various diseases. So that's why better to avoid this fat food. Okay, carbohydrate rich food, protein rich food, these both are very helps to the people to get more energy and to increase and growth and everywhere. Okay, then growing children. Here see, growing children need more protein containing food. Need more protein containing food. Then where from where we'll get the proteins? See here, milk. If they drink milk, they use pulses, then they'll get enough proteins. That proteins helps in a growth. Okay, so we also need minute quantity of some other components called vitamins and minerals. When we compare these vitamins and minerals, the carbohydrates and proteins are required in large quantity, but these vitamins and minerals we required in small quantity. Okay, so that's why we'll say they are micronutrients. They are micronutrients. Why do we say they are micronutrients? Because they required in a small quantity. They required in small quantity, but compared to these carbohydrates, proteins required in large quantity, right? So that's why they are macronutrients. Okay, macronutrients. The nutrients which are required in large quantity. Okay, more amount of nutrients required, such nutrients are called macronutrients. And the nutrients we require in small quantity, they are called micronutrients. Here micronutrients are vitamins and minerals.